Hi everyone and welcome to the last part of chapter 3. In this part, we will learn to build a hearing gesture reaction game with a gesture sensor and buzzer. This project is called the gesture reaction game. Let's see how it works. Pressing button A will activate the test tone, playing Do, Re, Mi, Fa in sequence. Pressing button B will start the game with a ready and go countdown. The player has to react to the random tone with either up, down, left or right hand gestures. The buzzer will play a random game tone, either Do, Re, Mi or Fa. The OLED will print try again with a sad beep if the player gives the wrong answer. Getting the correct tone gesture will produce an exciting beep with a good job text displayed on the OLED. Let's begin with writing the code for this activity. Line 4 imports random library. This library enables you to generate random numbers for your code. This is going to help us to generate a random sequence of Do, Re, Mi, Fa tones. Line 6 to 9 define each Do, Re, Mi, Fa musical tone as a constant variable. Line 11 create a dictionary and assign numbers from 1 to 4 to their corresponding musical tones, where each frequency has already been defined in line 6 to 9. Line 26 to 32, a function that initializes and displays a ready message on the OLED display, followed by a swipe message after a brief delay. Line 35 clears the OLED display by filling it with black. Line 36 to 37 displays text on the OLED at X and Y coordinates. The text color can be either filled with white or black. Line 38 updates the OLED display to make the text visible. Line 40 to 43 checks if the button connected to button tone variable is pressed. If the button is pressed, this line clears the OLED display and prints playing test tone. Line 44 to 45 starts a loop that iterates through a list of musical tone frequencies Do, Re, Mi, Fa with a 0.3 second delay after each tone. A for loop is used to iterate or repeat over a sequence. In the example shown here, we have a list of 4 musical tones. This also means that the loop will iterate 4 times. During the first iteration, tone frequency will take on the value frequency Do 261 Hz. To put it simply, the values in the code should look like this in the first iteration. Then the second iteration with frequency Re 293 Hz, third with frequency Mi 329 Hz, and lastly frequency Fa 349 Hz. Line 47 checks if button B is pressed. If it's pressed, it calls the game start function to display ready and swipe messages. Line 49 stores a randomly generated number ranging from 1 to 4 in variable random tone code. Line 50 to 51 tone map array values were defined at line 11. The code selects a single frequency from tone map array based on the random tone code value and plays a corresponding frequency. Line 53 to 58. This game loop is triggered when button B is pressed. It continuously checks for gestures detected by the APDS sensor. If the detected gesture value matches the tone code, the OLED will then display good job. Line 59 to 60 plays a success tone before exiting the for loop. The loop will repeat 3 cycles, running line 60 and 61 code for 3 times. Every gesture detected by the APDS sensor will produce a value as shown in this table. For example, if a random tone code of 2 is generated, the tone it produces will be Re. Hence, the player will have to swipe down on the gesture sensor to get the correct answer. The program compares the gesture sensor value with the tone code to validate whether the answer provided by the player is correct. If a non-zero gesture is detected, it displays try again and plays a failure tone sequence through a for loop of range 3. And now, let's run the code and try our program together. One effective way to develop your ear for recognizing notes is through pitch ear training. Simply play the same note repeatedly, and to make it more challenging, modify the tone for each repetition based on the table shown here. The closer each tone, the more difficult it becomes for the player to distinguish. Since we are building a reaction arcade game with an OLED display, why not challenge ourselves to make it even better? Let's provide the player with more information about the test tones when they press button A. To do this challenge, we need to replace the code from line 40 to 45 with this code. Now, when we press button A, you will hear the tones and also see their names on the OLED display. After playing for a few rounds, it can become frustrating if you don't know which gesture direction represents which tone. To enhance the gaming experience, consider implementing a straightforward gesture directory to guide the player while they guess the gesture as shown in the image here. To do this challenge, we need to add this code inside the while loop of button start. Now, when we press button B, you will notice the game gesture directory appears on the OLED display to guide the player. Well done completing chapter 3. In the next video, we will explore how to use the RGB LEDs and color sensor. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.